Greetings, Nimrod. So it's the beginning of March. Went up to Maine to the camp to rescue some maple logs that we failed at getting out of the woods sort of the end of deer season, the last trip up there. So they've been there for some time. Obviously things are pretty icy. Frog, with his new four-wheel drive truck, was able to get up to the cabin where the dog spent a lot of time sniffing the porcupines under the cabin. Kept him busy while we were working on rescuing these maple logs. They're down a fairly significant hill from the road. We had cut this down again the end of November, and we damaged the chainsaw winch trying to get them out. I had gotten one log close to the road before I buggered things up, and we'll have a separate video about that in the future. There's the hill going up to the road. You can see it's you really can't tell how steep it is, but there is a section that's fairly steep, and this is lumpy ground. So we're going to first thing we're going to do is rig this up so that we're pulling the logs perpendicular to the actual eventual pull. We've got a little offset here with this pulley, and it's the first time we've tried that, so we have a lot of line out to do this pull, and it does work. You'll see here that we're not a lot of resistance there, and we're just going parallel to the ground. In this one, we're not going up the hill yet. I'm also dialing back the speed at which I run the chainsaw at. It's actually a little higher in this clip than some of the others because one of the reasons it got damaged, I think I was just running it too high RPM. They tell you to do 3/4 throttle, and I was, but 3/4 throttle with this saw, I guess, is still too much. So there's the hillside we're going up, fairly steep, and we're gonna do the pull up the hill. Sorry for not shooting this in landscape, but I was by myself. I didn't have a helper with me. And that's a little piece of Velcro wrap that I used to lock the throttle. And you see, I gotta massage it down there so it's not running too high RPM, and put some tension on the rope. And you can see way in the distance there, the log is slowly moving. Slow and steady is, I guess, the name of the game. What's been happening is if I have too many wraps on the spool there, and it gets jammed up on a stump or a rock, and there's plenty of stumps and rocks for the log to get jammed up on, it will tighten. The spool will stop spinning, but the chain will tighten up and bend a little bar that connects the chainsaw to the winch. And if I put the proper amount of wraps around the cast pin, I suppose that wouldn't happen. The rope would just slip once it has too much tension. But being human, I always tend to go for faster, better than safer. And I buggered up the chainsaw winch the last time I was up here, and I eventually did it again on this trip. So I'm gonna have to buy a few more of those tension bars. Fixed it up without replacing the bar the last time, but it's pretty clear to me now I have to get a couple extras because this is gonna happen again. And you'll see I'm backing up as I do that because I am holding the phone and pulling the line with one hand. I can't alternate hands. So this is a birch tree that's got some sort of blight on it. I was curious if anybody can identify this. It's like a rusty. If it's mold or what it is, but it smears. So anybody knows what that is, let me know in the comments. There's the logs as they got back to the camp, or back to the house actually. We'll put them on the sawmill shortly. Thanks for watching.